Welcome to Nanny Knowledge with Miss Jen. Thanks for joining. Welcome, mommies, daddies, nannies, and grannies, or anyone just looking for knowledge and information about all things baby. My fun, informative videos are full of helpful tips. Everything from newborns, infants, terrible twos, toddlers, teething, nursing, potty training, behavioral issues, safety tips, baby food and feeding topics, my favorite baby products, all those fun tips and tricks that might help a new mommy or a mommy who already has children and babies but just needs a little extra advice. I'm happy to share with you my advice, some insights, and maybe a little storytelling, and sometimes just venting. I invite you to subscribe to my channel so you can get updates and notifications when I have new posts, new videos, and new topics to share. Make some suggestions as to what kind of topics you'd like to hear about. If there's a toddler topic or baby subject that you would like me to discuss here in my videos, let me know. I would love your feedback. Make some suggestions in the comments below, and I'll be happy to post some new fresh videos just for you. Who am I? Why am I the expert? I'm not a pediatrician. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a psychologist. What I am is a nanny. How old do you think I am? You tell me. What do you think? Let's have fun with this. Make some comments below. The first person who can guess what age I am gets a prize. I will literally, seriously buy you lunch. First person that guesses my correct age. I have been a nanny and child caregiver for over 39 years. I started with babysitting. I'm the oldest of 4 children, 4 siblings, 4 sibs, y'all. When I was about 10 years old, that's when I learned about caring for children. My younger siblings, the little babies, newborns. My mom would bring these babies home from the hospital, and I would learn all about feeding and diaper changing and bottles and formula. Cloth diapers, the thick cloth diapers, not the disposable kind that you buy in a box and then you toss conveniently. We're talking cloth diapers. This is in the 70s, okay? We had the big, thick diaper pins. We're talking old school, y'all. There were thumb punctures and scars in my thumb from all the times I had to change diapers and protect the baby skin, risking mine, of course. Ouch. Didn't mind it. I loved every minute of it. I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun, and I loved playing mommy to my little brothers and sisters. By the age of 12, I was the go-to neighborhood babysitter. I lived on military bases growing up through the years, so I was the go-to babysitter for the whole base. I was the colonel's kid, the colonel's daughter, and everyone knew Jen was the best babysitter in town. So of course I was booked up for all the weekends, every Friday and Saturday night. I didn't really have much of a social life. Of course, when you're 12, there really isn't much of that. I mean, I missed out on a lot of roller skating at the roller rink. Old school, y'all. How old do you think I am? And I've been caring for other people's children ever since. During my college years, I was a travel nanny. That was fun. Airplanes and cruise ships and luxury hotels in the tropics, limos, private jets. It got really interesting. And having worked for the rich and famous, I have a lot of interesting experiences. And oh, the stories I could tell. I experienced a lot of interesting and just plain crazy experiences through the years, and you can bet I've changed a lot of diapers. I don't claim to be the authority on any of these subjects or topics, just a little note there. And like I said, I'm not a doctor or a pediatrician. I just have a lot of firsthand experience. I've helped lots of types of children and babies. I've been there from the very beginning for a lot of newborn babies, right out of the maternity ward. And a lot of them I'm still in touch with to this day. Some of them were little flower girls at my wedding. They've invited me to their graduations. I'm actually even taking care of a child of someone who I was a nanny for back in the day. Talk about full circle. I'm getting old. How old do you think I am? While I was a travel nanny in college, I studied child psychology and child development, and it was my favorite topic. And I knew right then and there that I was going to be involved in childcare in one way or another, whether it be running a daycare center or just continuing my babysitting experiences, which I did all through elementary school, high school, and college, and then even after that. And it was during those years that I became the travel nanny and then finally an exclusive nanny for families in their home. Having grown up as a child in the military, I lived on a lot of military bases all over the US, and I had the opportunity to work with families and babysit for families that came from all over the world, all different cultures. I learned a lot about many different families and their way of life and their culture and the way they raise their children and babies. So I really had to learn quickly how to be compatible with the parent and their parenting style. I never come into a family's home and try to push my beliefs or my ways or my system on their family. I always go in with an open mind, and if that family has a specific way of raising their child or specific dietary needs or specific beliefs, whether religious or not, I have to comply with that, and I have always been very compatible with each family. So I've learned many different ways from many different cultures how to raise a child, how to rear a child, how to raise a really cool little cute sweet human being. I've done a little bit of volunteer work at a 24-hour emergency foster care home. So I've also worked with kids who have come from families that aren't so perfect and put together, and they needed a little extra TLC and guidance. I've also worked with children with special needs, everything from Down syndrome, autism, Asperger's, maybe some sensory deprivation issues or behavioral issues as well. Working a little bit of ABA therapy with them, some OT therapy, PT therapy. It hasn't been easy. I've put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, literally tears, crying. I used to go home from work crying. Upset, distraught. It's a labor of love. It's not always easy to be a nanny or a caregiver. So am I the authority on the subject? Nah, I'm not going to claim to be an expert. I just have so many helpful, funny stories and experiences that I've had through the years. I definitely have my favorite products and products that I would avoid. I'll cover those. If you have any specific questions about any specific products, please feel free to make comments down below. I would love to answer your questions directly. And who knows, it might even turn into its own video that we can do and explore together. I'm always open to your suggestions. You might have gone through some things or experienced some stuff that I haven't been through before. So let's swap stories. Let's share. Let's be friends. BFFs. Subscribe to my channel. Give some thumbs up. Make some comments. And it'll be reciprocal. It'll be a back and forth thing between us that we can share and swap stories and experiences and laugh, maybe even cry together, just venting. Again, like I always say, if there's a topic that I haven't covered that you would like to hear about, hey, if I know anything about it, I will post a video just for you. I know that I could learn from you just as much as you could learn from me. If you're a brand new mommy and you're freaking out because this is your first time and you've never done this before, maybe you've never even been around babies before, nieces, nephews, maybe you were never a babysitter in your childhood or teenage years, this is the channel. This is the channel to come to. You want to be here because this is going to be fun. We're going to get through this. And if I don't have an answer to one of your questions, if I'm not really savvy on the subject, I will look into it. I will research it. I will ask my other mommy friends. I will do what I can to get answers for you because I like to help. I know it's not easy being a first-time mama. Anything that you'd like to talk about here on my channel, please leave a suggestion in the comments below and I'll be happy to help. Ask Miss Jen. If I don't know the answer, I will find it for you. Again, I'm no expert. I am a pro. I guess I am a pro. Professionally, I do this professionally, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a pediatrician. I've worked with pediatricians and I have a lot of pediatrician advice that I've been told directly from taking little kiddos to their pediatrician appointments. So I do have a little bit of insight on that, and I'll be happy to share any tips that I have. Everything from baby grooming and bathing and cleaning, diaper changes, rashes, circumcisions, tummy aches, formula, terrible twos, toddlers, teething, potty training. We can talk about hiring a nanny, firing a nanny, nanny cams, sleep regression, sleep training, night terrors. Those are real things. And some mommies just have never experienced that. They don't know what to do once it starts to happen in their family. So I can help you with those topics as well. One of my favorite video topics is going to be about baby sign language and how important that is and what role that plays in babies' development and language development and just their overall communication with mommy or daddy or nanny or granny. We're going to cover it all here. It's going to be fun. Some of it's hard. Some of it's yucky to have to go through, but we're going to get through this together. You can get through this with a little bit of patience, some compassion, and a lot of love. I really enjoyed talking with you today. I hope we can do this again soon. Subscribe down below, give me a big thumbs up, and let's talk. Let's do this again in the future. I'm always open to your feedback, comments, and suggestions. I'm Miss Jen, and thanks for joining us for Nanny Knowledge with Miss Jen. Okay. I invite you to hear. Okay. Am I a doctor? Nurse? Pediatrician? Mary Poppins? Maybe. I sing. I play ukulele, but I don't have an umbrella. Okay. No, that's stupid. Don't do that. I'll let you be the judge. Thanks. Dates every time I put. Why am I having a hard time? We can get through this with a little bit of patience. There, I did it.